The photographer that Taylor Swift's father Scott Swift allegedly attacked in Australia this week says he's willing to put this whole thing behind them on one condition. Ben McDonald, the paparazzo who claimed Scott roughed him up Tuesday as he and Taylor's security team were trying to escort her to a waiting SUV in Sydney, tells that all would be forgiven if Papa Swiftie just issued an apology. If Scott did that, Ben says he'd accept it and drop all this, letting bygones be bygones. Of course, Scott doesn't seem inclined to admit he did anything wrong. Remember, a representative for Taylor Swift told the paps that night were being very aggressive and claimed they were the ones in the wrong, something Ben here tells us is BS. He insists the visuals speak for themselves, and says he suspects the reason Taylor and her team, including her security detail, got so pissy is because they realized paps had figured out where they were after a ride on a yacht. Ben tells us he was just doing his job. While Ben McDonald says the events of that night are well documented, he does admit that he doesn't have any further proof that Scott punched him as he claims, beyond the videos that are already out there, including the one he shot himself and another that has since surfaced. In both videos, you cannot clearly see what Scott's doing, but Ben's sticking to his claim that the guy got physical with, as did Taylor's security guards, whom he alleges used their umbrellas on him. Cops are investigating Ben's claims at the moment. One last point of clarification we got from Ben. It's been reported he was involved in another high-profile pap run-in with none other than Nicole Kidman back in 2005, when she was reportedly granted a restraining order against him and another photog over alleged surveillance via a listening device. But Ben tells us that story is old and sensationalized. He denies planting any listening device near Nicole at the time, and also notes that while she might have been granted a temporary protective order, a judge didn't find enough evidence to grant her a permanent one once they took a closer look at her claims. Bottom line, Ben doesn't think he crossed any lines here and claims Scott totally did.